What is going on, family? Hey, it's your boy Terrell Bennett, co-founder of 4 Executives, and today we're going to talk about the fear of leaving money on the table. Okay, this is the last fear in this 4-part series of the 4 fears of trading. Okay, so what I want to talk about is how this fear has affected me as a trader and what I've done to overcome this fear. Okay, so there's an old saying that says that you can never go broke taking profits. I disagree 100%. All right, because you can. You have to understand something. You're going to lose trades and you have to be able to pay for those trades. Period. You have to be able to pay for those trades. Okay, so in the fear of leaving money on the table is pretty much cutting profits early. Okay, so in the game of trading, you want to do two things. You want to let winners run and you want to cut losses quickly. But most traders do the opposite. They let the losing trades run, and then they cut the profits early. Okay, so how this has affected me as a trader. Example, I'm a swing trader. So when I place trades, I'm in trades 2 to 3 days, going for 100 plus pips, 100, 150, 200 pips. Okay, so in the beginning, when I was trading, I would place trades, and these trades would be up 50, 60 pips, and next thing you know, I would check an hour, 2 hours later, and I'm only up 20, 30 pips. So the fear of me letting this winning trade turn into a loser, I gotta take profit early. Let me just take the money right now. Okay, and then I would look at it later, and then the pair would just cook all the way back up and go all the way to my take profit. Okay, I can only speak from a swing trader's perspective, but as a swing trader, pullbacks happen. Period. There are some times where it's a streamline straight to your take profit, but most of the time it's going to be pullbacks. It's going to be pushes and pullbacks, pushes and pullbacks. Okay, and you have to be comfortable with sitting through those pullbacks. Most people are not. That's why people jump out of the market too early. Okay, like I said, I've done this I don't know how many times. All right, how many countless times I've done this. I've experienced this multiple times, and any person who I've talked to as a trader, they have experienced the same thing. So how was I able to overcome this fear? I did two things. Okay, first thing is you have to accept the risk of the trade. The dollar amount that you're risking, you have to accept that risk. Most people look at, well, I don't want to risk 50 pips on this trade. I don't want to risk 50, 60, 70, 80, 100 pips on this trade. Your account is not made up of pips, it's made up of dollars, money. So you shouldn't be concerned about how many pips you're going to risk, because the market is going to tell you how much you're going to risk. You should be concerned about how much money you're going to risk. Whether it's $20, $30, $40, or whatever. But you should always use risk management. If you're risking between 1 to 3% of your account per trade, you won't get affected emotionally, because it's not a lot of money. So if you have $1,000 account, 1% is $10. 2% is $20. 3% is $30. You can handle, if you can't handle losing $30, then lose $20. Risk 2%. If you can't emotionally accept losing 2%, take it down to 1% and adjust your lot size accordingly. So first step is to accept the risk of the trade. Accept the money that you can potentially lose on this trade. 2, if you see the market pulling back, let's say you up 60, 70 pips, and the market pulls back and you only up 30 pips. If you feel that anxiety kicking in, pull your stop loss up to break even, or maybe 1 or 2 pips past break even to cover your commissions and cover your swaps. And give the trade room to do what it's going to do. It's going to pull back, guys. It happens all the time. There's pushes and pullbacks. Once you can understand that there's pushes and pullbacks, and you have your long-term target, it becomes super easy. When you can accept the risk of the trade, it becomes super easy. When you can pull your stop loss up past break even to just secure a little bit of profit, it gets tremendously easy to sit and ride these pullbacks. Because worst case scenario, if it pulls all the way back to your break even, you get stopped out, you don't lose no money. All right, so 2 things: accept the risk of the trade, pull your stop loss up past break even if you feel that anxiety. Okay, but you have to understand something. Pulling your stop loss up after you get up 20 pips, that is, the market has a tendency it has I guess a higher probability of pulling back on you if you only up 20 pips. All right, I pull my stop loss up when I'm up a considerable amount, depending on which pair that I trade. Like GJ, for instance, if I'm up 80, 90, 100 pips, then I would start thinking about pulling my stop loss up a little bit past break even. Okay. Key notes, man. Please let the trade run. If you are a swing trader, let the trade run. Because the worst thing that you can do is take profits early at 30, 40, 50 pips, and your long-term target was 200 pips away, and you see this thing just cook up. It pull back, you get anxious, you get scared, you pull the profit, and then you see it cook all the way back up and go to your take profit. You don't want that to happen. Let the trade run. The trade is going to do what it's going to do, man. And those are pretty much the tips that I can give you for this fear of leaving money on the table. I hope these videos have really helped you guys. If you like it, if you gain any value from these videos in this series or any other video that's on my page, please like, subscribe, comment, do all that good stuff, man. This is Terrell Bennett. I'll see you guys next time. Let's get it.